and opinions on this show are for entertainment purposes only. The only factual information is any story that has happened to AT2 or the parties involved. Other than that, go ahead and get you a drink, get you something to eat, just relax and enjoy the show. Let's have fun. All right, y'all, let's get real.
This person, when I was in high school in St. Louis, Missouri, I was modeling. I was 16 years old. Like, I've known you, and everybody knows. Again, that's documented. You can see. I believe I was maybe a sophomore. I know it was before junior prom and senior prom because I went to both of those proms alone with my friends when I was dating them. So it was definitely long before junior and senior prom. I think it was around sophomore year of high school. And again, everybody knows this in my life. You know, I was walking around, they see me. The point of it is, I've known you a long time and I've seen lots of stuff, and I just choose to not go there. Lots of things that I could say over the time. You know, I'm typically the one that he and others would call to have their back, right? I'm the one that they would call to solidify everything, to validate everything. If you always look, whenever they get into trouble, they always want to hop up on the live and do a half screen with me. Again, this was years ago because we don't speak now.
We're going to talk about it. What's up, everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Talk the Real Deal with AT2. And yes, I'm your boy AT2. How everybody doing? How everybody living? How everybody feeling? And that was Kimora Lee Simmons. And I played you that clip. I'm going to play it again a little later when we talk about Russell Simmons. But I can't say that the allegations against him are true or not. However, knowing his history, knowing his predatory history, I can only make assumptions. That's what I'll say. And we'll get into that. But what's up, everybody? Let me say what's up to the people before we start. What's up, Sexy60? What's up, Miss Bugs? What's up, Denise? What's up, V? What's up, Smooth? Thank you for being here. Good evening. Yes, it's evening, and we slept the night away. Well, not the night. I guess you sleep the morning. But y'all get the point. I try to remix it. AT2, you are on another level of messy now. Are you talking about that community post, or are you talking about this video? You guys are in for a treat tomorrow, by the way. What's up, Super K? Thank you for being here. What's up, Jayla? And shout out to everybody else coming in the room. Make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. What's up, Renee? How you doing? What's up, MB? Okay, I see everybody in here. These preferences get rich off of... Wait. Oh, you going deep. What's up, Deborah C? Oh, the preferences. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I guess we go in there tonight. All right. Anyway, you guys, we have a great show lined up for you. I got my background going. Let me change it so y'all don't get dizzy. Oh, and make sure you guys share this video, like it, all that good stuff, so people are aware that I'm live right now. Hold on. Boom. And if you'd like to donate to the Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, you see it up there. Or you can send a super chat, super sticker, so your comment can be highlighted. Marie said, so glad to finally catch a live. Oh, yes. Thank you for being here. I love when I hear that. Like, oh, I finally able to catch a live. You know, it's fun. And I know, like, some people go like, oh, your intros take too long. You're always doing this and that. Well, that's why you got to be here for the live show, so you can get a shout out and everything like that, you know? Okay. I'm still going to save that story for last, but I'm glad y'all talking about it, so I can see y'all excited about that one. Okay. So the first story I want to come up with, and I want to ask you guys, again, I'm not married, so I really should keep my mouth shut. But Shirley Ralph has been with her husband for 19 years, right? He's a politician out in Philadelphia. Well, let me say Pennsylvania to be safe, because I'm not sure if it's Philly, but I believe it is Philly. But he's a politician, right? And so he's been living there, and that's where his work is. Of course, she lives in LA, Hollywood. I think her children are even out in LA too as well. Well, this is going to be the first time that she's going to be living with him. So they've been doing the whole bicoastal thing. She'll visit him every 2 weeks and stuff like that. But now they're going to be full time together. And then, of course, when she films um, for Abbott Elementary, she'll be back in LA and stuff like that. But she's going to be living with him full time now. So I have a question. Will this relationship last? Now, I feel like some relationships, when they long distance, it works because they are long distance. Will this relationship actually last knowing now, yeah, y'all gonna be living together, y'all gonna see each other every morning? Like, how is this relationship going to really last? Heck no. Okay, okay. Well, let me ask you guys this too as well. Would you be okay living separately and not together with your significant other? Um, I think because I've lived on my own and I love living on my own, I would be fine with it. But I think in the long run, if you're raising kids and stuff like that, yeah, you do need to be together. You know what I mean? If you're going to be raising a family and things like that, y'all need to be together like full time. But um, living separately, I don't see, if you guys are able to make time for each other, I don't see anything wrong with it. But when you involve kids and just the traditional marriage, and I'm not even like a traditionalist, like I feel like at least y'all gotta be like y'all on two separate coasts. Like, how that work? That means Cheryl Lee Ralph was getting freaky, sending nudes and no, Cheryl Lee Ralph. Now we got to worry about your news being leaked or something like that, because I know y'all was doing stuff with the phone. You know, that's where my mind went. I know y'all was doing stuff with the phone. There is no way in hell. Like, come on now. And I don't think this is the man that she had her children with either. I could be wrong. Can somebody look that up real quick? Oh, where's my other phone? I don't think this is the man that she had her children with, if I'm correct. Right, isn't it? What's up, Melanie? Thank you for being here. What's up, Trav? Yeah, like it's kind of weird, It's very weird. I understand, like, where your job is based and stuff like that, but if you're letting people know, like, this is the first time y'all like living with each other, yeah, you probably should have kept this to yourself. Ain't nobody trying to see the oldest dream girl still. Wait, no, she ain't the oldest. I think Jennifer Holiday is the oldest. But I got you, Melanie. Yeah, distance relationships rarely work. That is true. Didn't I tell y'all my dream? Like I said, like what I wanted to do was start dating, but I would have like a girlfriend in each different state. Like if it's long distance, I wouldn't be loyal. I just want to be honest with y'all. If it's long distance, I'm not going to be loyal. Like I don't feel like you should be loyal if it's long distance. I feel you should be able to play around. And of course, she would be allowed to safely. Right, right, right. But, if it's long distance, like, why not have you something local on the side, I'm just saying, y'all. People do it all the time and don't let the other person know they have in other relationships. And like, at least I would be honest. Are y'all judging me? See, Sexy 60 already said, I bet he got a chick on the side. Exactly. And so you should just make that arrangement so it's okay, rather than, oh, you cheated on me. Like, just go ahead and make an arrangement where y'all can see other people. But when y'all back in the same, city and stuff like that, y'all okay. Not a. All right, let me move on to the next topic because y'all eating me up in the comments. Again, you have to remember, I'm a man, so our thinking is different. I know most of my following is women, so when I get in my manosphere bag, y'all gotta forgive me, okay? Moving on. Oh, why do I have Blueface and Krishan up here? Ooh, that's definitely not what I want to talk about, at least tonight. So we have Tyga and we have Black Chyna. So, good news, they worked out their whole custody split and everything like that. And so, remember, Black China only had King for 1 day, and she has her daughter Dream for 2 days. But she only had Dream for 1 day. I believe it was like Sunday. It was either Saturday or Sunday. It was a weekend day. So now she will have King Friday through Monday, and then Tyga will have him the rest of the time, which I'm glad they were able to work out some kind of deal where she would have more time with her son. I'm not sure why China doesn't have custody of her kids, like, primary custody. I do find it a little weird because what does China do to where she can't have her kids? I don't even want to be mean, y'all, but what does she do? While y'all tell me what she do, I will tell you this. No money is going to be given. Tyga does not have to pay her. Remember, that was a thing. He had to pay her and stuff like that. He's not going to pay her. Damn, who was her lawyer? Right, But I'm confused. Like, what does she do to where she can't have custody of the kids, or did she think like, oh, I'd rather them have? Because as I understand, she doesn't do like she lied. She actually lied about this. But remember when she became a Christian, she said she wasn't going to do those parties and events and stuff like that. Well, you should have your kids now. Since you ain't going to do them parties and events, like, you should be there at nighttime to at least tuck them into bed. I'm not trying to be shady, y'all. I'm just trying to figure out, like, what was she doing to where she didn't have to have her kids the majority of the time? Because at least Tyga is doing music, and so Tyga, would be on tour or doing shows or whatnot. So it seemed like he would be the one that's working all the time and wouldn't be able to have full custody, but he does. It's very interesting. Exactly. And what happened to her money, because she was asking for money, remember, in the beginning? I almost feel like China is probably bad with her money, or she just wants more money to live um this lifestyle that she can't afford. She wants to keep up with the Joneses and live a certain lifestyle that she can't afford. And this is what it is. Let me read some of your comments. 30 cars, 20 houses she can't afford. Right. That's why she had to sell all her cars. She did say she got rid of all her cars. Tyga looked like a remember that white girl escaping from China hotel room? Oh yeah, but it came out that it was false though. I do want to say that. The girl lied. I remember that whole TikTok thing. It was a lie. Ooh, it's the Kardashians blocking her. You know what, Coastal Peach? Mm, I've never thought about that. This kind of takes it a little differently. That's why I love reading you guys' comments sometimes. Do you think that the Kardashians may have blocked her out of certain opportunities? For example, remember that lawsuit that was ultimately dismissed? With the Kardashians, she was saying like they were supposed to go on for season 2 of the Rob and China show. They didn't get the season 2 because of the falling out and stuff like that. And she blamed the Kardashians for blocking them and stuff like that. So, has she been blocked out of other deals and stuff like that from the Kardashians? That would be a good question. Yes, she was her lawyer. Generational curses are real. She was unable to swim against the tide. Mm. And her mama is Tokyo Tony. We have to. Tokyo Tony gonna eat me up, but her mama was Tokyo Tony, and shit. If your mama was Tokyo Tony, you shout out to Tokyo Tony. Tokyo Tony know I love her, but dealing with Tokyo Tony, it gotta be a lot, y'all. I ain't even gonna lie. She need a new sugar daddy, right? And she is dating somebody. She's dating some producer dude. I forgot what his name is, but she's dating some producer. So I'm all like, well, damn, is he helping you out? Oh, it was spent on the Kardashian lawsuit. That's interesting. Hold on, I'm just gonna wipe my nose real quick. That could be too. She spent all that money. I wouldn't even claim to. Oh man. Oh shit! I can't turn on my camera. Yeah, some people wouldn't claim her. Yeah, um, I would have married Rob and made him Kardashian's real man. Yeah, she should have married him. That would have secured the bag. You know, definitely would have secured it. And then she would have been able to use that Angela Kardashian name because that would have been her name. Well, as I understand, the degree is kind of like one of those. What do you guys call them when like those celebrities get like doctorates? Like it's called like a certain name. Like when they get those degrees, what is it called, y'all? Because I heard it wasn't a real degree. Like I know it was some kind of Christian school honorary. Yeah, 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 yeah. I heard it was an honorary degree. Like so, yeah, she can't go nowhere with that. She ain't gonna be able to go nowhere with that honorary degree. Yeah. You know, she gave that church school a whole bunch of money, and then that's how she got the honorary degree. Yeah, it's a fake. Yeah, it's not. Well, I don't want to call it fake because when I get my honorary degree, I don't know when I'm going to get it, but when I get my honorary degree, I'm definitely going. Listen, y'all always be talking. Hold on, let me take Chyna and Tyga down real quick because y'all be talking shit all the goddamn time. But when because y'all know y'all be talking about my white walls and closet and stuff like that. Y'all say I'm in the closet, which is fine, whatever y'all think. But when I get my honorary degree, it's gonna be hanging right here, right here. It's gonna be somewhere. Y'all gonna see my honorary degree, and I'm gonna say I'm a doctor. So yeah, and those of you who talk about my white walls, at least they clean, and at least they ain't got boo-boo stains on my walls. I ain't got holes on my walls. You don't see ants, rats, roaches on my walls. Shoot. Oh, Dom Down, happy birthday. Happy birthday. Oh, and you know I got my microphone. Hold on, everybody. Wish Dom Down a happy birthday, by the way. You can buy a doctorate for $350. Oh wait, you can Princess, you can buy one? I didn't know that. Is this thing on? Hello? Oh no, it ain't even on. Oh, because the volume was low. All right, on the count of three, we're gonna sing Down Down Happy Birthday. One, and also it's Couture Bay's birthday too. So happy birthday, Couture Bay, happy birthday, Down Down. All right. 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. You heard that falsetto, right? Happy birthday, dear Dom Now. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. All right. All right, y'all. We're going to move on to the next topic. Thank you, everybody, for wishing her a happy birthday as well, too. And Couture Bay. Shout out to Couture Bay. All right. So we're going to move on to the next topic. We're going to talk about Terrence Howard. Oh, no, not you yet. Terrence Howard. So, okay. This is why I wanted to talk about this. So y'all remember Jesse Smollett? They said that he lied about getting beat up and all that stuff. And but they said he lied about it because he was trying to raise his profile to get a raise from Empire. Now, these two probably aren't mutually connected. However, Terrence Howard is suing his former agency. They go by the name of CAA. I forgot what they. Oh, damn! Where my other phone go so I can look it up. You know I don't be having all my facts and shit like that. Hold on, y'all. Where did I put that damn phone? But it's called the CAA, right? And he's suing so he can get his money. Now he said he was making towards the end he was making over like 300,000 per episode and stuff like that. But his agency got such a big cut of his money, and he's all like, now I want my money. And the interesting thing, Terrence Howard also said that, you know how he was on Hustle and Flow, right? You know, it's hard out here for a pimp. That song he did not get any residuals for, because instead of saying the song is by Terrence Howard, they said the song was by his character. And so since they own that character that he played in the movie, he didn't get any residuals from any of the music from Hustle and Flow. And this is why the actors were fighting for their money and all this stuff, because they really don't make any. If you're not big time, you're not making money. I think it's about 80% of actors make less than 21,000. Quote me if I'm wrong, but I think like 21, it's like 80% make less than 21,000. So when you guys talk about how these actors are crying and complaining, they're fighting for all the people who don't really get paid and make money. Like it's a big thing, you know? What's up, Roxy? Hope you're feeling better. So sad he only made 12,000. Yeah, he made 12,000 from Hustle and Flow. Exactly. Here is Lucius Lion. The industry has never been fair, and the celebs managers are the worst. Yes, that's true. So love that movie. I didn't. Well, I think he meant like performance royalties and stuff. Like, even though if you don't write the song, you still get like royalties from performing the song. Yep, made 12K total. Ain't that something? Whoop that trick. You know what? I'm not sure. Let me see. Did Terrence Howard, who, we can look it up real quick. Who wrote the music for Hustle and Flow? That's a good question. Let's go ahead and look up that. Well, for the soundtrack, it was multiple different artists. Okay, I'm gonna actually go through here and try to see real quick. Cause it had Lil Wayne, E40, Juvenile, like it had a whole bunch of different artists, and of course they got paid for their song, but I'm not okay, yeah, it's not gonna tell me. I have to look somewhere else for it. I'll try to look on Wikipedia real quick. But yeah. But you know, of course the writers got paid and stuff like that, but you do get performance royalties and shit like that. There's little stuff that you get. And especially for people using your voice, using your, you know, say if it plays, I don't know if they're playing Whoop That Trick at the club, but whenever it plays in a commercial or a movie or something like that, you get paid for that. He would get artist and performers credit. That's his fault on that, and not looking at the paperwork. Yeah. And you know, Terrence Howard wasn't like a big deal until more recently. So, you know, he didn't have the hey, well, he said that managing company was saying that agency was taking his money, so they probably took this money too. He said he was going to Paramount for all of his residuals. Yes, Paramount is who owns it. Yes, thank you for that. Oh, he did say he wrote those songs. Okay. Yeah, just for the character work, not the music, just for the character. So if the soundtrack wins a Grammy, everyone wins one. Exactly. Yep. Roxy know how it works. Yeah, if the album wins a Grammy, everybody wins. Yes, his resume was long, but he wasn't seen. Chris, you know how it is, especially with black actors. Like they don't see any value. I was watching Tyler Perry's, not to stray too far off, but I was watching Tyler Perry's documentary, and they were talking about how like at the movies, like they didn't really see black movies doing well, and they didn't really market them for international release because nobody would watch them and stuff like that. And it's all like lack of promotion, lack of funding. Those are the reasons why those movies weren't doing too well. And I used to work at the movies. That was actually my first job. I started working there in '05 at the movies. That was my first job. And yeah, the black movies didn't get really any love. And again, I lived in the suburbs too. See, yep. Yep, whenever they play your song on TV commercials, yeah, you get paid for that. So he didn't get any of that money. The music industry, just not acting, but the music industry is a beast. Like you don't really. That's why they out here doing performances and stuff like that. When you see them artists always on tour, always performing and stuff like that, that's because their records, they don't make any money off them records. That's why they always performing, always doing this, always doing that. If you didn't have like some kind of contract like Prince or something like that, you wasn't making no money like that. Oh yeah, you better tell them to hit that like button. Thank you, Melanie. And also, um, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Oh, in the backup channel. Hold on, this is a perfect plug for the backup channel, real quick. I'm almost at 500 subscribers on the backup channel. So if you guys can follow this backup channel too as well. What Roxy said, but for real, it was because no, right. Coolio. I know you're trying to say Coolio, but okay, here we go. Share. Oh, I should have played a commercial for y'all. Y'all know it take me forever. It's not actually me. The computer be kind of slow, y'all. I promise it ain't me. I know how to work the computer. All right, here we go. Now I'm able to share it finally. And shout out to everybody watching on Facebook as well too. We love and appreciate y'all. All right. Back up channel. All right. Well, while I'm doing this, I do want to let you guys know we do have a special show. I already announced the lineup to my members. And remember, you can always become a member. But we will be terrorizing tomorrow to celebrate reaching 37K. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has subscribed to my channel. Thank you for everyone who has been here since 2020, 2021, 2022, and beyond. Without you guys, I really couldn't do it. I know that sounds cliche to say, but it's really true, honestly. It's really true. I couldn't have done it without y'all. So we will be terrorizing these YouTube streets. I will not be holding back. I will be using names and I will be dragging everyone. And we're going to call it a dragathon, terrorizing these YouTube streets. So make sure you guys are ready for that tomorrow. And bring your drinks too, because we're going to be partying. Bring your wine, beer, hard liquor, the white liquor, the dark liquor. Bring all kind of liquor. We're going to have fun, y'all. She was ostracized for many years. Oh, wait, who? Which woman? You're right, Kim. You're right. Oh, Monique. She's a perfect example. She's still trying to get her royalties from the Parkers. You know, it's crazy when you think about it. Thank you, LB. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next one. Oh, I'm gonna do Taylor Swift first. Taylor. So she's Woman of the Year. I think it was Time Magazine Woman of the Year. And so in the article, she's talking about how she had to. So you know how Kanye did that song where he called Taylor Swift a bitch. Well, remember she came back and was all like, "Oh, I never approved that. I don't know what he's talking about." Blah blah blah. So then that's when Kim Kardashian had played the tape and was all like, see, here you go. Like he did call her and told her about the line. Now, I do want to say something. He did not in the rap when he told her the rap and stuff like that, and because it has music, I can't play it. He did not say the word bitch. So it wasn't until the song came out that's when he said bitch. And so yeah, so when she heard it, she was like, "Whoa, I never approved of that." Now, everybody looked at Taylor Swift as a liar because they were all like, "Well, see, Kim had the tape and all that stuff." And the Kardashians do have power. They own TMZ allegedly. They own TMZ, so they're able to run the narrative and basically exploit Taylor. Now, Taylor has every right to be upset. I do want to say that before I say this because I know I'm going to piss off some of my audience. So she says that she was so depressed, she had to leave the country and go somewhere in hiding. And then that's when she came back a year later and she did this album, I think it was called Reputation, because they try to ruin her reputation. And so this is where that was all inspired by, because Kim Kardashian tried to shame her and out her and call her a liar. So she had to run away and go into hiding for a year. This really sounds like some rich white woman shit to me. I'm just gonna be completely honest. The fact that Taylor felt she had to run away because she was so embarrassed and she was being ridiculed and all this other stuff, and she was called a snake, and I feel like that's not the worst thing that has ever happened to Taylor Swift. Like, I feel like there's worse things that have happened to her. And so her running away needed to go into hiding because she was so embarrassed and so upset by Kim Kardashian. Listen, if I was her, I would have been like, you know what? We about to do a world premiere, and I would have played Kim Kardashian's tape. Like, I would have, like, you got to be petty. Like, come on now. You had to run away, and I believe they said she like a private island or so. Like, it's really some rich people shit. Like a private island she had to run away to for a whole year because she was so distraught. I I'm sorry, Taylor. I just can't relate. Like, I'm trying to relate, but I just can't relate to it because it doesn't make any sense for people like us. And I'm not talking about black people. I'm just talking about, people who don't live that opulent lifestyle. It just didn't make any sense. Like, you had to run away for a whole year. What's up, Shay? She said now Taylor is in my city. She's hanging with. Yep, yep, yep. But I just. And here's another thing too. Why didn't you just keep that story? Because that happened like some years ago. I would have just kept that story to myself. I wouldn't have shared that. And I just think like it's a little tone deaf too as well, especially because we're going through inflation. We are going through a crisis right now. There's wars going on, and I just feel like we could have probably did without that. Like, really. It was a little overreacting. Not a little, a lot of overreacting. A lot of overreacting. Like, it just didn't make any sense that you had to go run away because you were so upset, so distraught. Like, what? Over someone? I mean, it proved you right. He told you the line, but he didn't put in the B word in there. Correct. He didn't put in the B word when he told you the lyric, right? However, you could have just said that. Well, see, he didn't say the B word when he told it to me, so this is what blah 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 blah. That's it. That's all. Like, I think Taylor Swift lives in New York. She doesn't even live in LA. So you don't have to deal with these people. And Taylor, and now fast forward, Taylor is one of the biggest artists in the world. Like, did it really matter? Listen, Taylor, you already got your karma because look at Kanye. They closed his bank accounts. he getting Kanye getting head on a boat. They think his wife is like being held captive. Like, it hasn't been looking so good for Kanye. So this little tidbit about you are so upset and so we could have dealt without it. We really could have. The violin, right? Just playing that violin is really like before I told the story, I was like, I'm gonna try to find the other side of it, because I don't want to be biased. I was trying to find the other side of it, but I don't think there is no other side. Like, it's really tone deaf. It really is. No, 82, don't play with my brand, no matter how big I get. Wait a minute. Head on. Yeah, they had the photos and stuff, Yeah, right, Roxy. There is no other side. There isn't. It's really, we didn't. Ridiculous. That's what it is. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and play. Well, not play. I'm gonna try to find my other phone so I can read these text messages because we're about to talk about Jonathan Majors. Now I'm gonna have to rip him a new one because the text messages that were released, or at least the press had told us, um, they're not really in his favor. I'll say that. But I will also say that it seems like there's some information missing. All right. Don't tell me my phone was in my pocket the whole time and I'm over here looking for it like a crackhead. Y'all would think I was on some stuff. Trav, you said he want. uh, like okay, Roxy. Like, okay, well, Roxy, you better go save him because I don't know what the hell going right now. Mm. Okay, nobody feels sorry for him. Okay, I see that from the comments. Okay. So, all right. So I have the text messages. Now, I do want to say the text messages are from September 2022. Mind you, he was not arrested until March. That whole situation with the taxi cab and all that happened in March. But this is September 2022. So the prosecutors are trying to build a case against him. So I do want to explain that. Okay. So in the text message, September 2022, she wanted to go to the hospital because something happened to her head. Now they didn't say he hit her, but something happened to her head. So so he told her, "I fear you have I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital." Then he says, they will ask you questions, and as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation, even if you do lie, and they suspect something. I'm gonna read that one more time, and y'all let me know. Okay, we're gonna do this. When I read the text messages, y'all tell me guilty or not guilty. He said, I fear you have no perspective of what could happen if you go to the hospital. They will ask you questions, and as I don't think you actually protect us, it could lead to an investigation, even if you do lie, and they suspect something. That's guilty, right? Because if she just need to go to the hospital, like what? Why can't she just go to the hospital? Like, why is there some, I don't know. And then it says in that message, Majors also stated it's just fake. But based on the messages put into evidence, it was not clear what he was calling fake, and no context was provided in court. So This is what lets me know. It's almost like they just took, because what was her responses? They didn't put in her responses of like what actually was the full context of the conversation. That's why I'm all like, okay, I'm still kind of like, they're trying to frame him as the bad guy, but it didn't necessarily say he did X, Y, and Z to her. I do want to clarify that and be clear. Let's be clear. Um, so it says, in the text messages displayed to the jury and read into the record by Jabari, that's the girlfriend or ex, on her fourth and final day on the stand on Friday, Jabari appears to assure Majors that she would not blame him for allegedly causing an injury to her head. But it didn't say what she actually said. Oh, here we go. Then she said, I will tell the doctor I bumped my head. Jabari cried as she read aloud the message in court. And mind you, since she's been taking the stand, she's been crying crocodile tears the whole time, right? Then, unable to continue through her tears, Assistant District Attorney Kelly Galloway took over. I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep and I need some stronger painkillers. Ooh, that's not good. That's all. Why would I tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? Ay, ay, ay. Guilty. Let me read it one more time. I will tell the doctor I bumped my head. Jabari cried as she read aloud the message in court. Then, unable to continue through her tears, Assistant District Attorney Kelly Galloway took over. I will tell the doctor I bumped my head if I go. I, I'm going to give it one more day, but I can't sleep. I need some more stronger painkillers. That's all. Why would I tell them what really happened when it's clear I want to be with you? Jonathan, this is a major issue, Jonathan. No pun intended, but this is major. Like, now I know there had been something about like he threatened like to harm himself. That's the best way I can put it. If she would go to the doctors or whatnot. But like, what was he trying to like stop her from doing? Like, yeah, you're literally, and anybody that is like a who has dealt with DV cases will say that's one of the things like, oh, don't go because I'll get in trouble or they'll blame me. That's like one of the number one things, like, oh, I fell down the stairs. The victim will say, I fell down the stairs or something like that. It sounds very manipulative, and it's, uh, again, I'm going to have to see the full context of the situation to make a fair judgment. But to me, it just doesn't look good knowing that. I think Megan Good needs to run. And speaking of Megan Good, I want to go ahead and tell her something real quick. Megan Good, Megan, you listening? I see you in court. You look frustrated right now. But I want to let you know this. However much money they gave you to, be this man's kind of like not a beard, but to basically be the token black girl. However much they paid you, give them back the money or give them back half of it. But run while you can. Do not let them play you. Because we all know as soon as this case is over, they're breaking up. They're not going to be together no more. They're breaking up. I don't believe it's true love. I don't believe it's none of that. Because as soon as he got with Megan, I was all like, they needed a black girl. Let me take it one more step further for you guys. You know how OJ had pictures of all white people in his home, and then they quickly his attorneys was all like, "Yo, we got to put some black people in this home." And so they took down all the pictures of all the white people and then put up all black people. This is what it's looking like. I want that. But remember when Jeezy had said, "Oh yeah, whenever we going through a hard time, we need our sisters, and y'all here to help us." Blah blah blah. And he was talking to Nia Long. We need y'all when stuff go down. That's what this looks like to me, y'all. It looks like when something goes down, oh, we need you. And I'm not gonna say he never liked black women or anything like that, but from what the text messages and everything like that, he really loved his ex-girlfriend. And I bet you if this didn't go legal, he would still be with that Jabari chick. I promise you. Are we convinced that he would not have still been with the Jabari chick? Let me go ahead and put a poll question up here. If he was not with, if Majors did not get in trouble, do we think he would have still been with his ex-girlfriend? Because I don't see no other way, you guys. I honestly don't. He would have still been with this girl. Megan would not. And you know what? I'm not even blaming Megan Good, but I think Megan Good always wanted to make it to that A list, Megan Good is known, but I think as far as like, I would say mainstream, she's not one of the top girls. I would say she's probably like C plus list. I wouldn't say Megan Good is A list. Now in the black community, I would definitely say Megan Good is, A list, but I think overall picture, I wouldn't say like, oh yeah, she's definitely A list. Is that a Bible in his hand? Oh, see, Deborah, you got better eyes than me. Let me take down your comment real quick. Let me see. I put the poll question up there. Did you guys vote? I think that is the brown. You're talking about that brown book right underneath. I think that is. And I just think also too, no matter if it's true or not, I just feel like Megan shouldn't be showing up to court with him. This is something that he should be doing alone. Because to us, this whole relationship you know what? That's the next poll question. Hold on, y'all. I got another poll question. Okay, 83. How 82% said yeah. Okay. Do we think the relationship between Megan and Jonathan is real or fake? Because to me, it's given fake. So real, and then we put fake. The relationship just seemed too forced, happened way too close into time. It just didn't seem natural. All right, the poll question is up there, you guys. You should be able to vote fake automatically. Exactly. I think they're all like, who's the hottest black chick that we can get right now? We'll pay her some money. We'll raise her profile as well too, We're gonna raise her profile, and we're going to it's giving real fake, exactly. We'll raise her profile too. Say if he beats his case, they're together for at least like a couple of more months, and then they break up. People are gonna be asking Megan like, "Oh, how was it supporting Jonathan through the trial and da 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 and all that stuff?" Because Megan Good actually just got a divorce like a year ago, right? Remember her husband? I think his name is Devin Franklin, right? Her ex-husband. Like she was just, or did they officially divorce yet? She was just married, so I mean, like, I don't mean she should wait around forever to hop into a new relationship, but definitely hop into a relationship with somebody who is got a court case. I don't know. I don't know. That's just not my thought process of thinking. Well, of course I'm a man, so yeah. If you going to jail? All right, deuces. Shit, I ain't Papoose. I ain't holding you down like he did Remy. No, deuces. Damn, LB. Yeah, he was a preacher, right, right. Uh-huh. Yep, the pastor. Right. She is not married to him, so right. She shouldn't be in court with it. Yeah, that's just weird. Like they just started dating, and then because here's my thing with Megan. Megan, do you know the story? Like, do you know what happened? Like, my thing is like, even if Megan knew Jonathan Majors before, I would have waited until everything had passed before even going public with the relationship. Yeah, you can have a relationship with him, but as far as going public with it, this just all seemed too fake to me. It seemed like a whole publicity stunt. Ooh, dang, never again? Ooh, Megan, you lost a fan. Right, right. She doesn't know. That's why she shouldn't be there. PR stunt. You're right, Victory. PR stunt. I mean, the poll is letting us know everything we need to know. Um, yeah. What does it say? 76%. 76% said fake. Nobody is believing that relationship. Right. Isn't that like a red flag? And it's not like, oh, this happened years ago. Literally, they got together like within like 2 weeks after all this went down. Maybe not 2 weeks, but it was very quick. This is definitely screaming PR. Yes, Cousin Skeeter. I used to love that show. It came on Nickelodeon. Yep. All right. So we're gonna move on to Mr. Runaway to Bali, aka Russell Simmons. So he finally breaks his silence. He did an interview. I'll let you guys know who the interviewee is. His name is Graham Bensinger. Yeah, Graham Bensinger. He's the guy that interviewed Russell Simmons. He has over 780,000 subscribers. I never heard of him until this, but we're gonna go ahead and listen to him talking about the allegations. Y'all know what I'm talking about, right?
Simmons, now the latest big name, left to defend himself. 9 women accuse Simmons of a wide range of misconduct, from vulgar language to assault to 4 instances of rape.
What did he do? He raped me right up against the wall. Excuse my language. But that's what he did. It's a secret.
He showed up naked wearing a condom and tackled me to his bed while I screamed and fought and said no and cried. That's rape.
If the allegation,
I'm sorry, New York.
why would all these women accuse you? I heard someone else say that.
Oh, let me turn it
that I
up.
was quite frivolous. Look, there's a song by Houdini. I'm a hoe.
By the way, they're in Bali, so that's why you hear all the like the crickets or whatever in the background. I'm sorry about that noise. It's not me.
3 different girls after every show. Culturally, we thought that was the right way. And a number of sexual partners and compromising positions I put myself in is beyond anybody's imagination.
You said you had more foursomes than most men have partners.
Yeah, and that wasn't really that. Was just, I think it was cultural and silly and egotistic and sad and from an insecurity that feeds it, and a lot of reasons why we were that way. If you slept with as many people I slept with, thousands. And we're talking about 6 people.
There were like 20, right? I mean,
I spoke poorly. Oh, you mean like that's not? No, I spoke poorly to 15 of them. I mean, 12 of them. I spoke poorly all the time.
Okay. So the way he's framing it is that he was very sexually active, obviously. But also, the way he's trying to set this is like, well, it's just things that we did, and we have foursomes, fivesomes, ordering all that. The way he's just playing it off. And then when he says that last line, when he's all like, hold on, let me go back a little.
I spoke poorly.
That's what it was. He spoke poorly to some of them. That's what it is. Oh, I spoke poorly to some of these women, and that's why. And so, as you guys will hear, he says, like, maybe his tone and the stuff that he would say was wrong, but he never forced himself and rightfully defending himself.
15 of them. I mean, 12 of them. I spoke poorly all the time. I'm a Def Comedy Jam guy. I was crude. So how many compromising situations was I in? And if you call that person and say, can you help me help these other women, then you can get them to tell a story and reimagine a story. And I'm not here to say what they were thinking, but I can simply tell you that I was in so many compromising situations that people can have a recollection from 30 or 40 years ago. And it can be different from my recollection. And it could be one where there was perhaps collaboration. If we had more foursomes than most guys had once, could someone leave and feel hurt? Could someone leave and feel they wish they hadn't?
So basically, he's saying like, basically they're just bitter. These are just bitter women who, all of a sudden I had relations with them or whatever, and they felt like regretful, basically. And let's be honest, we've had some encounters where we felt regretful, but even with feeling regretful, we ain't ever said somebody X, Y, and Z me,
Someone reimagine a story out of thousands of people? Could someone want notoriety in a market where people thirst for fame, even infamous? Could someone who just came out of jail and want to sue you because they had an experience and they can reimagine it just a little bit different? And could you be vulnerable enough to accept it? I took 9 lie detector tests. People don't know that. 9 separate. 7 from the chairman of the Polygraph Association. 1 for each of the serious accusations. 1 for when someone said, for instance, I was violent. One person said that.
Okay, so he said he took 9 polygraph tests, and we all know lie detector tests don't tell you ish. Basically, you can pass because if you believe your lie, you're able to pass. But he's trying to say, I took the polygraph test and it came back that I was telling the truth, and he's still trying to deflect and defend himself.
Never been violent, took that. 1 for I apologized. I never apologized about assaulting anyone. But if 2 people say it, because one said it and me too, and the second person said it, then I took a test for it. 3 hours per test by 2 polygraph examiners. 1 that I've never done this to anyone and 1 I've never done to each individual. Some people say that they're not accurate, but if they're 94% accurate, I did 9 of them. It's pretty clear that I don't believe it. I even asked what if I believe it, but it's not true? He said, your subconscious will get you. I don't know how true that is, but that's what was told to me by the chairman of the Polygraph Association. He was filmed, by the way, talking about this. So there's footage available. No one in the mainstream would cover that.
Why do you think that is?
There's a narrative.
Which is what?
So he's saying that nobody will cover it because, the narrative. And you'll also hear him blame Me Too, like the Me Too movement and stuff like that. And granted, I'm just going to be honest. Everybody who comes out, do I just believe everybody? No, that's definitely false. I don't believe that, just believe all victims. Like, no, like, let's get the facts. Like, tell me your story. Tell me what happened and why I should believe that this is true. I just don't believe, because shit, being on YouTube, there's people who accuse you of doing horrible things. So if we believed everything that somebody said about a YouTuber, we all be in trouble. So yeah, you gotta have thought, and make sure you guys hit that like button. Thank you, I appreciate that. And also, you can send a super chat, super sticker, or Cash App, PayPal, Venmo.
We don't want to go backwards. We want to believe with it. But women and celebrities may be in some cases a little different. But we don't want to not believe women. We have to believe women. We have to give them the benefit of the doubt, but we can't demonize people without proof either. Twitter cannot make a decision. I've never spoken to a policeman. I've never spoken to a judge about anything. So who is the judge and the jury here? Maybe you haven't lived in the real world. It's gray. No one's intentionally hurt anybody. It's a big difference. No one pushed anybody in. Being pushy is different from pushing someone. It's very gray.
Rape is a strong allegation. And some of these stories where they pin women down. Like bad stuff. Either happened or it didn't, right?
Yeah, it's a serious word, but I think they've changed the meaning.
How so?
Because I've never been violent to anybody. The rape is a violent crime. So it is a very serious. You might jump out of bush and rape somebody. It's different, I think. So
I forgot to say, trigger warning. But I think for the most part, everybody in here, y'all knew about the Russell Simmons allegations, right? Put one in the chat if you knew about the Russell Simmons allegations and stuff, right? I should have said that because he does say, the R word. A lot of people say grape, but I feel like that kind of tells you what the word is, even when you say grape. Right, Jay. Right. It don't have to be violent. Like, I think everybody's thinking, or usually you hear that, like, oh, I've never been violent. Well, you don't have to be violent. Like, for years and years. Wow. Okay, here we go.
It's different kind of recollection. So I don't think anybody's saying violent. Of course, I've been insensitive, but certainly I've never been forceful in any of my relationships. All of what I've had has been consensual.
What errors in judgment do you think you made, looking back?
My goodness. We all need to learn to be better listeners, all of us. I think that the culture and the climate was different, and the way people interacted was different. And I think to judge 40 years ago as if it was today, we get in trouble. We have to accept where we were and move on and be somewhere else in the future if we don't like where we were. And I think that we're doing that now. And I think that's the good that comes from Me Too. And, I think this next generation should be more sensitive, and we should have a new way forward. And this is helping us to form a new way forward. It's a great movement. It's done a lot of great work for women. It's sensitized men in ways they were not sensitized. And for that, I'm grateful.
If you had a do-over with that period, what do you think you would do differently?
A lot, but I don't have a do-over. This thing of
you know what I find crazy? I just feel like when you get, this is going to be weird, off topic, but still on topic. I feel like when you're at a certain point in your career, I think it's always best to just go ahead and make sure you get some NDA signed and like some agreements, or have you maybe not a witness in the bedroom, but somebody there to like kind of protect you and stuff like that. It's just all like, when you're a celebrity, I don't think you should be having random hookups and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot that you can lose as it's different between me and you having a random hookup, but a celebrity, I just feel like you should just be so much more careful. And this is not saying that what happened to the women didn't happen. I don't know, because I've only heard a few stories. I haven't heard everybody's story. Remember, it's like I think 17 or 20 women or something like that. But again, I'll just be all like, well, where are the NDAs? Like, hey, you agree, or you don't talk about our relationship. NDAs does not stop illegal activity. True, that is true. You're right. All right.
Practicing being here now and accepting what you learned and move forward. It can't do over. I haven't spoken to anybody for 5 years. It's ruined my life. It's ruined my relationship with a lot of everything. All my 5 charities have gone down. I had a lot of work. I had a lot of people I was trying to help. I had a lot of things I was doing, and I've been locked out of it. I don't want this to be the trigger to turn everything around again.
But at some point, somebody's going to ask you about this. So why not do it in a controlled environment where
in the control? You want to Graham?
No.
All right. Well, let's go.
Explain why November 23 is an important month for you.
Oh, well, they've had a year, the accuser, to sue me, and I haven't been sued. But I kind of believe that a lot of stuff's been the media. First of all, 40-year-old stories are quite hard to prove, I guess. But in civil suits, maybe not. But they're 40-year-old stories, but they've been covered by the media. But I can't speculate that.
No, I do want to say, as I understand that there hasn't been any like civil cases against him for this. I know one of the major reasons why he did leave was it was actually some business practices, and he ain't got no more money. And you have to remember, his business was also tied up with Kimora Simmons' ex-husband, the rich billionaire that he was supposed to be or whatever. Well, he had a whole Ponzi scheme and stuff like that. So somehow Russell, I have to go back and get the story, but somehow Russell Simmons' money is tied up with that whole thing. And then he feels like he's been cheated out. Kimora denies it all. But I mean, yeah, that we're going to do another video on that. I just want to go ahead with this stuff.
Why? I haven't been sued, but, we're talking about 6 serious accusations.
What did you think of the doc?
I didn't watch it.
Why not?
Because it's not true. And I think that Oprah said the stories don't add up.
Oprah also came out and said she believed the women.
I stand in support of these women. I believe them. It was a hard decision because I knew that Russell Simmons had started publicly pressuring me, and that me pulling out of the documentary was going to look like I was being pressured.
How do you square the two?
Well, she said she believed women, but if you want to call Oprah, I can give you her number. She made a movie about some women, and then made it very public that she was making the movie and that she made the movie, and then she walked away. She has not come back in support. Isn't she a supporter of Black women or not? You should call her. She will not defend those women. The Black women that she said she supported, she will not.
So we heard Oprah actually say like she backed away from the film on her own. Like there was nothing, like it had nothing to do with him saying like she didn't believe the women. She actually said, no, I do believe the women in the movie, but she backed away from it. But she didn't want it to look like it had anything to do with him.
She cried on the phone to multiple witnesses that she didn't even know, because she learned that hurt people, and that her stories, as an investigative journalist herself, she knew those stories should never have been printed, much less made a movie about.
What conversations did you and Oprah have during that process?
Well, the first thing I called her and I said, I'm glad it's you making the movie because people rush to judgment. And you're a reporter. I said, well, have you spoken to anybody who was there at the time or around that time? And then she called them. She studied them. She read their books. And then that's caused her to walk away from the movie.
What she had said, just to be clear on like CBS was that she felt more time was needed and
to make a whole
the producers
not about me.
wouldn't.
She said to change it. She said to change the whole thing. Is what she told me. She told him she wanted to change the entire thing to a documentary about men in general, about the whole music industry, and that I couldn't be a subject anymore because she had found too much contradictory evidence about the stories about me. That's what she told them. And that's what you could ask her that. Everybody she interviewed, she taped. She taped about 20 witnesses. Those tapes are available. If you're investigating this, maybe you should dig into those tapes. I don't want to go far into this discussion because it is a very sad moment. It was the most traumatizing experience of my entire life. It hurt my children.
Now he's putting it back on
people with 40 accusations. You'd be interviewing them right now, and this subject wouldn't come up. So I feel a little bit targeted, but please continue.
And I was going to say, to be clear, this is not an investigation. You have not really talked about this before, and so I was merely trying to get your thoughts on
I don't want to sound defensive, but yes, I told my children I would not speak about this.
Yoga, GDOS, and Hip Hop 50 are the three remaining topics, and I want to get a little bit with you sitting down about yoga and GDOS.
All right, so there's another clip, but I haven't watched, where he says, my ex-wife stole millions to bail out her criminal husband. So it's called Russell Simmons, my ex-wife stole millions to bail out her criminal husband. Okay, we're going to go ahead and check this one out. This is 7 minutes.
What do you like as a partner in marriage?
I must have been a partner. When I hear, no, I was very generous and tried to be supportive. We were together 15 years, Kimora and I. And for 8 years, we were married. Another 7 before that, we were back and forth. And then I was best friends with Kimora throughout the entire raising of my children. I'm the godfather to all 3 of our other children. I was good friends with Jaimin. I was good friends with this Tim Leisner. So I tried to be
the criminal husband,
accommodating and supportive. And then, sometimes things don't work out. You've seen there's a lawsuit. I had no choice. I think Jesus Christ, Muhammad, Lord Buddha, anybody would have sued. What? It's a lot of money, and it can help a lot of people. She gave what is now, today, based on the stock, $800 million to the government illegally. And now I'm fighting to get my half of it back. And it was in support of Tim, who, as you know, is a convicted criminal. And they stole, I think it was $6 to $8 billion from the Malaysian people. And his bail was my stock, which had no right to be.
Kimora alleges that you didn't use any of your own money to buy the stock. You didn't use
not alleges. Tim paid for the stock.
Own money to invest in her investment company.
It was my company. Tim put money in my company and we bought the stock. It's obvious. The government will figure that out. It was mine. I found the company. I built the company. I reformulated the drink. I got LeBron and Kobe and Kim Kardashian and Puffy and everybody promoted. It was nothing. And now it's worth $16 billion, right? And I was part of that process. In fact, it would never have existed if not for me. That's a fact. So I did the work and I owned the stock. And then one day they just took it behind my back and gave it to the government as his bail. And then it was only worth $60 or $70 million. Then plenty of money for me. I'm a billionaire. I live in Bali. It's cheap. I have what I have. I'm happy.
He said he's a billionaire, not a billionaire, a billionaire. He's like, it's cheap to live here. It's cheap.
The fact that it's going to ballooned up to 800 million is quite a. Maybe I should thank everybody, when it gets all resolved. But in the short term, there are people I can't help. There are philanthropic, social, and political concerns that I would normally help.
What are the steps that have to happen?
Oh, I don't even go into legality. Well, The government has now moved back and said they want to negotiate. They don't want to go to trial over it. And they want to go to forfeiture. So they said they're going to negotiate. We hope that we can make a reasonable. I hate that I give them anything. I offered them 10% of my half. And then she's sitting on a bunch of it that she can't cash either. So the stock is totally at the mercy of the market, how much money it is. Mm-hmm. And it goes up sometimes, what's equal to $100 million and down. Mm-hmm. I built this hotel thinking I had the stock too. So from a liquidity standpoint, it really put a crunch.
Yeah, I believe it's Celsius. Yeah.
Liquidity, I can go do a lot of shit. I didn't make a rap on money like Kanye West. I was in a different era. But I made enough. And yes, there's a liquidity crunch. It's there. It's not, I'll survive.
How does it affect you?
The only thing that affects me about this is my children being upset with me. I love them more than I love everything. And when my children have a narrative about...
And we remember when his daughter had released those text messages of him going off on her, and she was all like, yeah, he's mentally abusive.
I mean, that is not accurate. And my children actually publicly say that I've been in some way not acted well. I've always been the one to hold space for them. They can curse me out, yell at me. They know that I love them unconditionally, that I cannot unlove them.
Because there was a period where they called you emotionally abusive. They thought you might be mentally ill.
Do I seem mentally ill to you? I mean, you never know what's in the back of my head. Well,
gaslighting.
When I first...
Okay. I'm going to stop it right there. So this is the reason why I find it hard to believe him, just because he started out I can't say started out, but just knowing the history between him and Kimora. He started dating Kimora Lee Simmons when she was a sophomore. She was only 16. I think she would have been 15, but she claimed 16. And just like I played you guys in the beginning of the video, I'm going to play it right now. And she also talks about how she had to cover up things for him too as well. So that's what has me thinking like, okay, what else does Kimora know?
This person, when I was in high school in St. Louis, Missouri, I was modeling. I was 16 years old. Like, I've known you, and everybody knows. Again, that's documented. You can see. I believe I was maybe a sophomore. I know it was before junior prom and senior prom because I went to both of those proms alone with my friends when I was dating them. So it was definitely long before junior and senior prom. I think it was around sophomore year of high school. And again, everybody knows this in my life. They know I was walking around, they see me. The point of it is I've known you a long time and I've seen lots of stuff and I just choose to not go there. Lots of things that I could say over the time. I'm typically the one that he and others would call to have their back, right? I'm the one that they would call to solidify everything, to validate everything. If you always look, whenever they get into trouble, they always want to hop up on the live and do a half screen with me. Again, this was years ago because we don't speak now.
They'll call her when they get in trouble, and because they're not on good terms right now, he can't necessarily call and be like, "Hey, can you get me out of this one?" It's just really sad, and it just shows how manipulative somebody could be. And just knowing, and granted, it could be a thing where she wanted to take advantage of him, and here's this producer or record label owner, actually, I'm sorry. He can take me out my situation. She was a young model. Why not go along with it? Like, I believe when you're 16, you probably don't know that you're being manipulated and gaslit and groomed. You don't really know that at that age. She probably caught on to the game later, and that's probably why she allegedly took his money later on. But she wasn't so smart at that time to know she was 16. I wouldn't know what to do either. But just knowing that, it always just left a bad taste in my mouth. And it had been a thing for years that, she was only 16, but Kimora finally confirmed it during the summer when that whole thing happened between him and his daughter. And just knowing that's why I was all like, Russell, like, I'm not going to say you force yourself on these women and stuff like that, but it just shows me how manipulative you can be and how predatory that is, because 16 is not even legal in Missouri. She's from Missouri, right? St. Louis. So in New York, it's 17. In Missouri, it's 17 as well, too. She was 16 at the time. So even then, you got to remember, Russell Simmons was, I believe he was like 30. He was in his 30s. It's between 31, 35, but he was in his 30s when he got with her. Like, what are you doing with this 16-year-old at the time? You could have had anybody else, any other model, but you chose her. And also, during a lot of these cases, were they around the time when he was with Kimora Lee Simmons? It's just a lot of different questions I have, you know? The laws have changed. Okay, so it could have been 16 at that time. It's gross. What's up, Lori? Thank you for being here. Sing something before I go. And what you want with a team. Exactly. Because let's take it here. Even if it is legal, because like you said, it changed during the time. Okay, even if it was legal, as a 30-year-old, would you date a 16-year-old, even if it's legal? Especially somebody in high school. She was in high school, y'all. She said she couldn't she couldn't take a date to junior and senior prom because everybody already knew she was with Russell Simmons. So she couldn't even take a date. She didn't even get to experience, having a date and stuff like that, going to prom. Whole thing is just weird to me. Right, right. And like the thing is that Kimora Lee, now this was taken like a little bit afterwards, but back in the day, like she looked young. You know what I mean? She looked young. It didn't give like, oh, she looks like an older woman, very no, she looked young. Even here. She was in her 20s by then, but well, not 20s. I think she was like 19 here, but she looked young. She didn't look like a little. I mean, a grown woman. So just imagine when she was a sophomore, what she looked like. Exactly, and he looked old. Right. Yeah, that's the other thing. Her mom like allowed it. Why would you allow something like that? Let me see. How old was Russell Simmons when he dated Kimora? They said he was in his 30s, but it's not giving me an exact date. Well, not date, but age. Yeah, I just said he was in his 30s. Either way, it was wrong. That's it. Right, right. Ooh, damn. Chuck E. Cheese, right. And again, she's a young girl. This guy is sweeping you off your feet. He got money. Shit, of course she was gonna go with him. You know? Yeah, but after that just never sat right with me, finding that out with the whole how she was a sophomore and he was with her and he's in his 30s. It's not one of these like, oh, he was like 19, 20. No, he was a grown ass man. Grown. It's sad. Her youth was gone. Parents' mind, but parents cannot control what older teens do, right? Especially when the person going after them are offering them money, trips. Exactly. They probably wanted the lifestyle. Hey, he got money. He's a good guy. Why not? And that was like a thought process back in the day too, as I've learned. There's other stories I just haven't talked about them because I was like, damn, how do I even do a video on this without people getting mad? But I mean, you'll hear that like back in the day, oh well, he has a job, he has money, why not? You know, even though these girls were like teenagers, because back in the day, you know, women would just get married, have babies. That was a thing. It's very deep when you think about it. You know, very deep. Right, R. Kelly, the money, the opportunity, the fame. Oh, Veronica, Bali doesn't have extradition, so he can't be like if he's ever convicted of anything, he can't be extradited or nothing. So that's why he's in Bali now. He claiming he just went there because it's cheap, but a lot more to that. Mm. And that's the way it should be, princess. You're right about that. That's the way it should be. Mm. All right, you guys, I have a headache. Like my head is bothering me. I was gonna try to hang out another 30 minutes and let y'all come up, but my head is killing me right now. So I'm gonna try to. Maybe I need to eat. Maybe that's what it was. I haven't ate since. Actually, what time did I eat? Around 1 o'clock, and now is 10:42 right now. I know you ain't supposed to eat late, but maybe that's why I got a headache. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to work that out. But thank you guys for being here. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. Thank y'all for again getting me to 37K. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good night. Make sure y'all show love to everybody. Do not spread any hate. But tomorrow we will be terrorizing. So make sure you guys are ready for that. But we out of here, y'all. Deuces.